What's Cooking? You are very welcome to What's Cooking right here on ChannelOne TV. My name is Apiorkor. Now, if you thought Christmas was Christmasing, we're about to turn up the heat because today we're showing you how to have a Barbadian Christmas in Ghana. Yes, we're bringing Barbados right to the What's Cooking kitchen right here in Accra, Ghana. Now, I'm sure you're wondering how are we going to do that. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But what I can tell you is, oh my, we are cooking up a storm today. From oxtail to glazed ham to oven grilled chicken. Look, we have everything, everything. And I have the perfect person to show us how it's done. So don't worry, I mean, if you're not able to travel this Christmas and you have a dream Caribbean destination, I'll show you how you can bring a bit of that flavor into your home this Christmas, all right? Now don't forget, this show is proudly sponsored by Kivo Pepper. Kivo's got an amazing range of products. I think we all know the Kivo hot pepper, we know the Kivo Gari, but there are lots of other things that can bring some spice to your Christmas season and to your kitchen all day, any day. Tasty Tom, Mufa Kakra, Na Ye Bebre. And allow me to introduce you to Tasty Tom's new range of spices. There's beef, there's chicken, a whole wide range. And if you're thinking of, you know how, you're cooking and you want to show off because you're doing your thing in the kitchen, right? So you want to make sure that whatever you're cooking, when somebody enters your door, they just pass by your window, they smell a sweet aroma. That is what Tasty Tom is making possible for you to do this Christmas and beyond. So go look for the Tasty Tom range of spices. I'll tell you more about them as we progress. Now, I think I've spoken enough. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we get cooking.
Yes, baby.
Honey, men wash you away. Men to take away her back.
He's eating out again. Nancy, me trying to tasting kuyi.
Tasty Tom.
Add the new seasoning powders about chicken, stew, jollof, shrimp, beef. The way it enhances the natural aroma.
Tasty Tom, dear.
I trust them. And there is no staining of fish, meat, or chicken. When you could just we need also.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder. Ooh.
New aroma.
New taste from Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Maybe I'm not for anyway.
Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste. This advert is FDA approved.
You are welcome back, and this is still What's Cooking right here on ChannelOne TV. My name is Apiorkor. At least the last time I checked, it still is. Now, if you're just joining us, I gave a very elaborate introduction to what we're doing today. I'll shorten it for the latecomers because you're late, but I'll let you know. What we're doing today is we're bringing Barbados to Ghana. We're doing a Barbadian Ghanaian Christmas fusion in the kitchen. And I also did mention that I have the perfect person to do this for us. Now, we've had a lot of conversations over the last several years about the diaspora. We have the diaspora as the official 6th region of Africa. So we have our West, where Ghana is. We have our Eastern Africa. We have South Africa. We have North Africa. We have Central. Now we have the diaspora. We have a flag and everything for it, right? And we've had so many initiatives by the government to make sure that people of Afro descent who want to reconnect with their African roots can do that. And Christmas in Ghana is how we've been doing it, right? Dirty December, all that. But how can we learn from each other? And I think it's very important for us sometimes to reach back and see that there are actually connections, that our brothers and sisters who were taken away from our shores many hundreds of years ago, they took some of the culture with them, and it still lives, it still breathes. And so we're going to show you that. But more so, I mean, it's food, it's a party, and it's always a party with the Caribbeans and more so with the Barbadians. So at this point, let me welcome, with all my honor, with all my pleasure, Her Excellency Juliette Bynoe-Sutherland, who is the High Commissioner of Barbados to Ghana. Thank you for coming.
I want to introduce you, Apiorkor, a fellow foodie, a member of our team at the Barbados High Commission residence, Emmanuel Marty Tite. He goes as short, we call him Chef Titi for short.
Nice to meet you, Chef Titi.
Yes.
So Chef Titi, you know, we were bringing the vibes, we're talking the history, we're talking the culture, but Chef Titi is the experienced chef. But I have questions for you, I'll ask you later, because I'm really wondering how Ganyo be like you, Ganyo be tomobo. Tefete ole, boni aho, nekeni ni, you know, and we'll talk about that. So I'm just asking him, Your Excellency,
Yes.
I'm saying like he's a Ghanaian, you know, a Ghanaian at
Yes.
that. And I'm wondering how, because I know you haven't been in Ghana for so long. The Barbadian High Commission here itself is just about 3 years old.
Yes.
So how did he go through this crash course of learning how to make authentic Barbadian meals? So we'll get into that.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. He's
We'll
a
get
lot of
into
fun.
that. I can tell. I can tell. But we are so happy and honored to have
Yes,
you
thank
here.
you so much.
And you and I have had conversations, and like I said before I asked you to join me here, there's so many similarities between Ghana and Barbados, and that also reflects in our food. And indeed, you and I have spoken about how food is actually a very great way to get to know each other if you're coming from different parts of the world, different cultures, but also to, you know, share experiences.
Yes.
And so I think that's what we're doing today.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you tell us what we're making, because it's a whole spread.
Okay, so
The Barbadians don't play. It's a whole spread.
No, it's a whole spread. We said you invited us, and we said we're taking over the studio of Channel One with a Bajan Christmas, if you
Love it.
allow us. And Mr. Titi and I, Chef Titi and I, have put together what is a typical Bajan Christmas.
Okay.
It's a time of the year when people gather. There's so much. It's a time of family. It's a time of faith, and we also take the opportunity to essentially food out, for lack of a better
food out.
word. So I'm going to take you through a typical Christmas meal in Barbados, beginning with the things that are really, really popular, and I'll show you how they're made. Some we've done ahead of time because of the length of time that it takes, but the magic of TV and Apiorkor,
Voila.
we're going to show everyone
Voila.
at home.
I
Okay.
love it. I love it. So I think we're starting from,
Yes.
what is this, the red corner
Yes.
or the blue corner?
Yeah, this is the waistline corner.
The waistline,
This is the waistline corner.
the waistline corner.
This is the waistline corner because ham.
Get the-
If you ask any Barbadian what symbolizes Christmas, it's Christmas time, they'll tell you it's ham. People like some ham at Christmas. So what we decided to do, could I tell you something?
Yes,
It
please.
felt like Mission Impossible at one stage. We were searching, Titi and I, all over Accra for the type of ham that we have in Barbados. And it was kind of difficult. TT may understand why. You can get it in the hotel sector, but it was not as easy to find. But we eventually found the small ham, so I'm asking everyone at home to please understand the size of the ham doesn't reflect the warmth and the bigness of the country and the
we come
people. So, I'm
So
gonna
usually,
begin.
how big would, you know, the ham be for a Bajan Christmas meal? How big?
Well, they're hams of all sizes. But if you're having like, let's say 8 to 10, a whole family, it could literally fill up this entire plate. This is about 3 pounds.
Okay.
So maybe you could get it, TT, about 10 pounds. TT in the
Wow,
hotel
that's a lot.
sector, it's about, roughly about 10 pounds or so. So what we're gonna show you this afternoon is a typical glaze that we do on our ham. So essentially, what we do with ham is be prepared. We start with clove. So this is, you can get this in any market, correct, TT, in
Yes.
Ghana. in
And the local
supermarket.
name would be what?
So
Or Apiorkor.
Yes,
You know.
yes.
I
So-
think the so is more the longer one, like the Huintia.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, this not.
So this would be so.
Yeah.
This is so. So what we essentially do is
For
clove.
the guns.
Probably the gun so.
Yes. So essentially what we do, we take the ham, whatever size it is, we clean it, and essentially we start by placing the clove sticks into the ham, infuses flavor.
Like the nails that they are.
Like the nails that they're in. And the longer you keep it in, the more that kind of flavor seeps into the ham. And then what we've done with this ham you have in front of us is we baked it for about an hour. Okay. I was explaining that the reason why we don't put the glaze on first is because it will get brown, it will get dark very, very fast. A lot of these recipes I'm about to show you are recipes handed down from generation to generation within our family. And a popular glaze that people do in Barbados is basically a beer and honey mustard.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you how that is done. And we're going to let TT use his professional skills to make it look very pretty. So TT, what we're going to do is we usually start with a bowl.
Okay.
We put
So
some beer.
Use this one.
Yeah.
We're not able to get Banks, the beer of Barbados here in Ghana.
So Barbados has like an official beer.
Has an official beer. It's a beautiful beer,
have
nice
this
and mellow, and so we're going to use local beer. I've actually tested it just for the purposes of this show. And I've tested it, and so we're going to use this.
Well, I
this
can tell you
local
that's
beer.
one of the best.
Can't get Banks beer in Ghana, but you can get local rums. We're blessed to have.
So we actually have Barbadian rums on our market here.
We actually have Barbadian rums in your market. I've seen it in Osu. I've seen it in some supermarkets. We are the capital of rum. We are the creators of rum. I always feel very distressed when I go places and I see Bacardi. I'm like, but Barbadian rum is award winning all across the globe. Whenever we present our rums, we win awards. So luckily we can't get the beer, but we can get the rum. I'm really pleased about that. So TT just whisk up for us.
Okay. So beer goes in
the
first. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
This is the
Honey mustard.
Honey mustard. Okay. That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Can I lick the bowl when you're done?
Yes. We bought some extra honey.
and this is the honey.
Yes,
honey.
just in case. Just yes. So we don't want
I
to
see that this honey is very light. Does it matter the kind of honey?
I chose the one that is exactly what you said. That was a little lighter. There's some that are darker.
Yes, I think the forest, especially here, our forest honeys are very dark.
dark.
Yeah.
And then
No.
we have lighter ones. We have
Yes.
some that come directly from the nectars. We've got the orange and
Yes, I
you know,
got
lots
it.
of different ones. So we want the lighter ones.
Yes, we want the lighter ones.
The golden brown one.
The golden brown ones. Yes. So we're gonna.
Actually, I should have used the wicks, but
Yeah, we
I
don't have a
this.
whisk. Do we have a whisk? I don't think so. But we'll need the basting.
The basting.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a whisk at home, you can use a whisk.
Yes,
Otherwise,
please.
what about a fork? Does a fork also work?
Yeah, it
Okay.
also work.
So, you know, the people who are watching, don't use, oh, I don't have a whisk, so I'm not going to try it. That's not an excuse.
Yes. Let me taste it. Thank you. TT.
He got it.
Okay.
Right on the
got it.
first.
He got it.
The beer adds a kind of like bitterness, tanginess, which when combined with it gets like a savory, sweet kind of feelings, taste. Sorry. So
Yeah, but that, I mean, just to talking about similarities, in a lot of Ghanaian homes, when you're doing your Christmas chicken, grilling your Christmas meat, some of the bastings, depending on which home you go to, will use some beer as well.
Okay.
So it's not, I mean, I know I do it in my home. Growing up, that's what we did
Yes.
as well. My
Yes.
grandparents did it. I have friends who do it. So it's not entirely strange, you know,
Yes.
depending on where you come from and what you're used to.
Yes, excellent.
Okay.
Are you fine, Titi?
Yeah, I'm okay. You want to try?
Yes, please. Okay, thank you.
So,
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't even
It's
have-
important.
I
There are
don't even
different.
have-
There
I
are
don't have
different
words
kinds
for
of
it.
mustards. There's traditional yellow mustard that you would use on like hot dogs. There's Dijon mustard. People do it according to their taste. I tend to like the honey mustard.
Me too. Honey mustard is my favorite.
Right. So we just add a little extra honey because the texture of the honey is also going to help with the texture of the glaze.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to just put it on.
Okay.
So remember, you would have baked it. In this instance, we did this for roughly about an hour.
And this was in an oven.
It was
right?
in an oven.
Not
We
any
baked
kind
it.
of special oven that you carried from Barbados.
No.
Normal oven you find in your
normal
kitchen.
oven that you find in your kitchen. I think there's a general rule of thumb. It's like 20 minutes per pound for every pound.
Okay.
Something to that effect. But essentially, what we're doing, we're going to glaze it, and then we're going to stick it in the oven because it's something that by the time we are finished, this shebang that we're doing right here, this Bajan mashup, we will have, this will be ready.
Okay.
Okay, you can have it straight out of the oven. That's my personal favorite. You can also put it in the refrigerator and have it cold.
All right, Your Excellency. So while Chef TT gets that into the oven, we can
Yes.
move on to. So now we're doing another Bajan classic.
Another Bajan classic.
One of the Barbadian loves.
Yes. I think you've had it.
Oxtail.
Yeah, oxtail.
And this is not just a Barbadian thing. A lot of the Caribbean.
A lot of the
does
Caribbean
oxtail.
like brown stews. A big difference between Ghana and Barbados and the Caribbean, I would say, is that we love brown stews. Here, people tend to like tomato-based stews, tomato-based rice. Tomatoes are really important. So what I'm going to do is show everyone how to make oxtail stew. So we're going to look at some oxtail.
Okay.
And again, just like the ham, the oxtail was another story. This oxtail, we hunted.
So
we
this
searched.
oxtail is actually from the animal.
Yes, it's
from the ox.
It's from the ox,
Yes.
and it is actually the tail. Oxtail, when it is stewing, the way we do oxtail, it stews in its own. Thank you. It stews in its own juices, or it stews in a slow cooker. Again, I guess that's its own juices. So because of that, sometimes depending on how fatty the oxtail is, what we do is we trim it. We just trim it slightly. We don't want it to be take away the fat because the fat is part of the flavor and the beauty of the oxtail. But in this instance, so when we're cooking, it won't be too greasy.
Okay.
And
And
clog
the
our
pan is
arteries.
full of
Then
grease
your
and
pan, you're trying to blot it off and all of that. You'll see us, we make an effort to just trim it slightly.
Okay.
What I'm going to do next is show you how we season our food.
Okay. Yes, Excellency, I have a question. So we're using the words Barbadian and Bajan
Yes.
interchangeably. What's
Yes.
the difference?
I think vernacular among ourselves and within the Caribbean, and when friends like you, we say Bajan, I'm a Bajan, but the correct derivative of Barbados is Barbadian, Ghanaian, Nigerian.
That's the correct English-speaking way.
Yes.
But when we're doing heart to heart,
Yes.
it's like speaking pidgin.
Yes,
Yeah.
we say
You're
Bajan. You're a
All right,
Bajan.
Bajan.
Yes, by the time we're finished this afternoon, you will be a Bajan cook.
Bonafide.
A Bajan cook. So we would have cleaned, prepared our oxtail. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna season it. And I'm gonna do it, Mr. TT. So what we have here is, this is my own family recipe.
Okay.
We tend to put some soy sauce, a little bit of soy sauce.
Okay. Is this dark soy sauce?
Dark soy sauce. You can't put too much because it will make it very, very salty. We add Worcester sauce.
Yes.
Worcester sauce, the different brands, adds a kind of, I can't explain the flavor, but I'm going to let you taste it like.
I think it's a popular one here. So
Yes,
good.
good.
At least for those of us who are foodies and kitchen rats.
I actually learned this from my husband. I add also a little teriyaki sauce.
Okay.
It's something that's very popular.
Interesting.
And just a little bit. The reason why I'm saying a little bit is because you need to taste and make sure it's not too salty.
So teriyaki, and when you go for the Ghanaian reference, it may not necessarily be something we use in our kitchens, but when you go to a Chinese restaurant, you see beef teriyaki sauce. It's that ingredient.
Essentially, season it up, and we add some Bajan seasoning.
Okay.
Now,
Bajan seasoning, what is this? Because it's supposed to be the magic.
it is the
in the
magic.
Bajan kitchen. What
It's
is
the
it?
magic, and it's the magic that TT. Let me talk to her about this Bajan seasoning. Bajan seasoning is made of onion, thyme, marjoram,
Aroma, it's rich.
the aroma. Some people put in garlic. It's something that's homemade. If we were at home, I would put this down a minimum. If you're doing a minimum of 1 hour.
Okay.
But for the most part, the meal that you're gonna have today, we literally prepared it
Yeah,
and
did a lot.
seasoned it.
I mean, Her Excellency was up all. How many nights?
Yes,
No,
2 nights.
actually, this prep had started over a week ago,
Yes.
over 2 weeks ago. Let's be honest. And done a lot of prep, spending up. TT, thank you very much for leaving your wife and children and dedicating yourself to the cause, because we really wanted it to be authentic. Her Excellency and everybody at the Barbadian High Commission wanted it to be authentic, so they stayed up, did all the seasoning. So we're showing you the process, but we have some of the oxtail that's already been infused with the flavor, properly marinated, and you've even gone ahead. We'll talk about how it's cooked.
Yes,
So start cooking it, because it doesn't take 30 minutes. I can tell you that.
It doesn't take 30 minutes. So we would have put this. So what happens next once you put all these seasoning is that we take it out and we prepare to cook it. This is one way. This is when you're boiling it down. This is the way a lot of people, if you don't have a slow cooker, some people like to pressure cook it, but that's not my preference.
That's not the way.
But if you are,
Careful.
if you are, you literally boil it down.
Okay.
That's the terminology.
So you boil, water
Yes.
finishes, add some more
Add
water,
some more water,
boil it,
boil it
add
down.
some.
You put some flavorings.
So if you fall asleep, your oxtail is burnt.
your
basically.
oxtail is burnt.
Put it in.
Yes, you
Yes.
can. So you got the onions, okay,
Onion.
and then garlic. Is it fresh garlic?
You put in fresh garlic, preferably.
Okay.
And
And then this is where tomato comes in.
yes, we put in some fresh tomato. We put in fresh bell peppers, as you call it here. We put in fresh parsley, marjoram, and we essentially saute it. Is that a term?
Yes.
That's used here?
Or saute. Makes sense.
Yes.
That's
So we
your-
start. That is
Yeah.
the base that you get cooking.
Okay.
So we're just adding for the purposes of helping people to see what goes into it. But we've already started it because we only have a limited time on the show. So we wanted to let you appreciate that doing this oxtail, the long way as we call it, which can be very traditional, it can take maybe like 2-3 hours because you're watching it. So what you're seeing...
In fact, 2-3 days actually, because you start the marinating process,
Before, to me, it tastes much better. So what TT would have done is to put all your basic ingredients in.
Okay.
And if we were starting, because he's adding essentially, because the version that you have there started essentially.
Yeah, because I can see that
So-
there's already a sauce.
There's already a
formed around
sauce. So
it,
we're just
yeah.
adding so that your audience can get a sense of what is involved in creating what we'll see as the final product.
Okay.
So, Titi, you're going to put it on the stove.
Now, there's a spice here that I don't think it's something that we use very often in Ghana, the marjoram.
Marjoram.
But I see that's a key part of the Bayesian
Yes.
seasoning. I
Yes.
see it. I see even here with the herbs province, which we'll get to.
Yes.
I think when we get to the stuffing or the chicken,
Yes.
there's marjoram in here too. That's something that's popular in Bayesian
Yes,
cuisine.
marjoram, fresh basil, fresh thyme. It is parsley, coriander.
Lots of herbs.
Lots of herbs. That is the essence of Caribbean cooking. So we just infuse it.
So we have here, and for the Ghanaians, these would look very familiar. I mean, rice, we know rice, right? Omo, it's there. But then we've also got our red beans, which we would typically use for wachi, very common for wachi.
Yes.
And I want to prove to you that it's actually wachi when you make it. So this we pre-prep because we know that a lot of Ghanaians, we've even made wachi here on What's Cooking before. It's not difficult for you to learn how to make wachi, so we're not going to waste too much time on that. But look at that.
Yes.
It's what we know as
Yes.
wachi.
Yes. the
Amazing. Same thing.
Same
Just
thing.
that there's a slight difference
There's a
in how you
slight
cook
difference.
it.
Again, it goes back to our use of flavors and seasoning. As we're boiling the water, as you would appreciate, most Barbadians will put some flavoring. We have some onion, some thyme, some whatever your flavor. So we don't just do the boiled rice and the peas, or start the peas and add the rice. We essentially put in at every moment. So some people like to put something that is called salt meat. What is that, Mr. Titi? What is it? Salted. The salt meat that I told you, we don't use it, but it's cured salted.
Yeah, the salted fish. Like,
Not salted fish, salted beef.
Oh, like the tolo beef.
Yeah, tolo beef.
Okay, tolo, we call it tolo beef.
Right.
Yeah.
So some people like their rice flavored with a little
Oh, so
bit of
you have tolo beef and
they like a little bit of
I can move to Barbados tomorrow.
yes. But if you add coconut milk to it,
yeah.
it is extremely flavorful. It just takes it, as you said, to a whole other level. But I was doing what would be a traditional
Absolutely.
Bajan meal, so that this is the rice and peas.
I just always wondered because these are beans. They're wachi beans, and
Yes.
we call it rice and peas.
At Christmas in Barbados, people like to get the fresh green peas, as we call them. So you'll see at Christmas, or vendors in the market, even in the supermarkets, you'll have freshly picked and shelled. It's a big thing. Some families sit around the table and shell. So there's a nice soft green pea. That's my personal favorite. But I couldn't find it here. But you told me, and you're pretty sure they have it here.
I've seen it. I'm sure it's seasonal. You know what? I'll find it for you and give you some.
Yes,
you
yes.
know,
So
your
it is-
Christmas present.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you, because it's really
Because we do have them. They are not as popular as, say, the string beans or the French beans, but they are there. You know,
Yes.
and some people would know what we're talking about. It's very flat, but when you crack it open, you have the peas in there.
Yes.
They exist.
yes. So
Okay.
that is where we are with the wachi.
All right. So, Your Excellency, I'm going to let us go for a break. So far we've done our ham, glazed it. It's back in the oven. We've prepped our, and we learned how to make the glaze for the ham. Very big one. We've done our oxtail. We've taken you through the process, and we're continuing so that we can get to the point where we can actually eat it the way it's supposed to be eaten. And then we've spoken about our rice and peas, and I'm sure you understand why, if, for whatever reason you decide that, man, I need a break from Ghana, but I want to go somewhere where I can eat food that's like Ghanaian food. Barbados just may be the place for you. Let's go for a break. We'll be right back.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
It's still What's Cooking right here on ChannelOne TV, and it's still Christmas, and we're still doing our Barbadian or Bajan, as we say, we Barbadians, as we say, our Bajan Ghanaian fusion here in the kitchen. And look, don't forget that we're saying that try something new this Christmas. Don't just be boring. Don't do everything you've done for the past 15 years in your kitchen. And we're giving you an interesting way to do that. I mean, do it with Barbadian cooking. It's that simple. We've got chicken, we've got pork, we've got, everything. Look, there's macaroni here, okay? And before I rein my guests back into this conversation, don't forget that this show is sponsored by Kivo Pepper. They've got a range of things. There's a Kivo hot pepper, and I'm telling you, Kivo Pepper is potent. When they say pepper, they mean it. They're not even joking. It's the real deal, guys. So go find it, look for it. If you're looking for powdered pepper, that's the way to go. And it's nicely and hygienically packaged. What more could you ask for? And we also have Tasty Tom Ufa Kakra na Yebebre. Now, Tasty Tom this season is introducing you to a whole new range of spices that can really spice up, literally, your kitchen. So go find it. I know in the Ghanaian kitchen, we're very interested in beef stocks, lots of chicken stock, different things. But the promise of the Tasty Tom spice is that anybody who is walking on the road in front of your house, if you're cooking with it, they will smell it and they'll respect you for the cook that you are. Now, I'm making macaroni pie.
Macaroni pie.
What is macaroni pie?
Macaroni pie is the unofficial favorite dish in Barbados. Our national dish is something called flying fish and cuckoo.
Okay.
Flying fish and cuckoo is similar to banquet.
Yeah, I saw that banquet.
It has okra and the flying fish.
You actually chew it. Just like we do.
It's a fish that comes out of the ocean.
And the one that skips.
That skips. So I understand parts of Ghana have it in their waters. So, but although that's very popular, if you ask any Barbadian, they'll tell you that one of their favorite dishes is macaroni pie. So I couldn't come here and be an authentic Barbadian representative without representing the fact that macaroni pie is such a popular part of our cuisine. And it essentially is macaroni, broken, not spaghetti, not linguine, macaroni.
So different kinds of pastas, right? So we're talking about the macaroni, the one that looks like a pipe.
Like a pipe. Some people use elbows.
Okay.
But essentially it's pasta, the small ones. And what we do essentially is mix the pasta with cheese. In Barbados we have New Zealand cheese, we have local cheese that's very popular and highly sought after. And when you boil the macaroni while it's hot, you basically add the cheese into a nice paste. If you were in England, I know some people in the diaspora actually make a cheese sauce and add it.
Right.
But at home in Barbados, a lot of us, we literally do what Mr. Titi is doing. We add the cheese in, all the spices in. We add fresh marjoram, as we talked about, fresh thyme. I was able to bring from home, not available here, some cumin. I'm really intrigued to try the
Tasty
Tom and see what I can mix it with in terms of Barbadian cuisine and the key cut the rosemary. So the next time we speak, I'll tell you what we've been able to do, add it in.
And I'll definitely let Tasty Tom and Kivo know when
yes,
we do
I'll
that.
let you know it's done. But we're going to add some. This is Barbadian from one of our manufacturers, something called a jerk powdered seasoning.
Okay.
We also have a Barbadian brand of cumin, Barbadian brand of these. There's a time, remember I said earlier, that dried seasonings are good for some things. So once you've put in your fresh thyme, your fresh marjoram, we also add ketchup. You add mustard.
The ketchup is very interesting for me. Why
Yes.
not a tomato sauce?
Some people add tomato sauce. I think it's a matter of how you've learned. The processed ketchup has a bit more of a tangy. I'm partial to a particular brand, so it just adds the flavor, infuses it a lot more quickly than if you do a fresh tomato sauce or if you do a tomato paste. But certainly, I'm just teaching you, the way we would do it at home in Barbados. And in addition to make the paste, we also add evaporated milk and whole milk. That is what gives its consistency. We don't add egg, we don't add flour, and of course we have Bajan hot pepper.
The Bajan hot pepper.
I like to add a dash of mustard. In this instance, remember I talked about the honey mustard being great for the ham. In this instance, I like to use Dijon mustard.
So the Dijon is a little teaspoon. The Dijon is a little paler. Right, so a little paler. Yellow mustard you'd see in hot dogs and hamburgers and that kind of thing. Dijon is a little pale, like a beige color. And then you saw the honey mustard earlier. And we have all of them here in Ghana. I mean,
yes, you do.
You can easily
So
find
Mr. TT is doing it because, it's such a basic, easy dish. Children love it. Adults love it. The Ministry of Health doesn't like it. But because it is so rich.
Your Minister of Health can't like it.
I know, it's so rich. So I myself, I take it in very small portions because, thank you.
We need to make sure that it tastes Bajan. Is that it?
I think it could
Or
do
there's
with a
something missing?
little dash of Bajan seasoning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have
Let me
any?
get that for you. Yes, I can get that for you.
Yes, thank you.
I think we pulled
Just it is.
Okay, so
Just
we'll
need
bring
a
the
little
Bajan
dash
seasoning.
of Bajan seasoning.
Okay.
So meaning that because as a country we try to promote a healthy lifestyle, we acknowledge that it is popular, we acknowledge, but I wouldn't be a health person without saying that in moderation, but it is extremely, extremely popular. So I'm hoping you're enjoying our macaroni pie. What you then do once you've created the paste, I'm just adding a little bit of bottled seasoning, not too much.
Okay.
I just thought it needed
So
a
this is the
little bit more.
Bajan seasoning once again, making an appearance.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's
just
good.
a bit.
Because we have the right cheese, we have the right texture. Notice everyone that we've put in enough milk that is slippery. I just thought it needed just a little bit more. I think that should be fine.
Okay. So now we're pouring it in.
We're pouring it in.
And once it goes into the dish, straight into the oven.
We usually top it off with black cake, which is a rum-based
Ah.
heavy cake, and sorrel, which is a hibiscus variant type drink.
So similar to sobolo or bisap as we call it.
As you call it.
But we add rum.
We add rum. Some people add rum, some people add ginger, some people add something called Angostura bitters. A lot of people, women, families in Barbados take pride in in doing sorrel and presenting it to their guests around Christmas.
Yes, not to interrupt you, but this meal wouldn't be complete without some fried ripe plantain.
Fried ripe.
Koko. I'm not done true. So I'm going to fry that because it's the same thing. We just fry, so I'm going to do that.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have cooked, this is not a storm, this is a blizzard. This is a tsunami that we've cooked up in here.
Because we're in the Caribbean.
A hurricane. Yes, amazing. And now we need to eat it. And we're going to do a proper Christmas sit down. So we're going to get dressed for the occasion. We were going to do that. When we come back, then we sit down and we dine and we wine and we do it the Caribbean Ghanaian style. We'll be right back. Now, after we've worked so hard in the kitchen, together with Her Excellency Juliette Bynoe-Sutherland, Ambassador of Barbados to Ghana, and Chef TT, who has really mastered Bajan cooking, I must say, it's time for us to eat our Christmas dinner. We're eating our Barbadian Ghanaian fusion. And I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you've seen interesting things that you can do. I want to remind you once again that this show is sponsored by Kivo Pepper, amazing brand. You should try it if you haven't already. And Tasty Tom, mufa kakra na ye bebre. And it's no longer just about the tomato paste or the enriched tomato mix. Now Tasty Tom's got a whole spread of dried spices that can spice up your kitchen and make your neighbors jealous of the aroma that comes out of it. It's time for us to eat. But before we do, I'm going to introduce a guest who has joined us. We have another excellency, another madame, a very accomplished diplomat, and she is the chargée d'affaires at the Barbadian High Commission. Her name is Juliette Riley, and I mean, if there's a bigger fan of Channel One TV and of City FM than her, I don't know who you are. You need to show yourself. This woman knows our program schedule to the T by heart, you know, and she gives feedback all the time. It's amazing, and it's an honor, really. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's
my pleasure.
Great. It's great. And of course, before Her Excellency Bynoe-Sutherland came, you know, to the mission, you were here setting things up, making sure that everything is very diplomatic as it should be. And you held the fort for what, 3 years? Yes. So Ghana has been your home for a while. Yes.
I've enjoyed every moment of it.
And we've loved having you here.
Thank
We've loved having you here. We'll talk about the reason why you're both called Juliette, because I'm sure by now our viewers are like, wait, did Apiorkor make a mistake? Are they both Yes, they're both Juliette. Both of them have surnames that begin with B, and so we can't call either one Juliette B. So I don't know. We find a way somehow. And you went to the same university.
We were at university together at the same time. So we go back. We have a great relationship.
It's beautiful.
Yes,
it's beautiful. Thank you. So it's time to eat.
Yes. We have a lot of nice idioms and some stories actually that have some origin. I understand you guys have the same stories, but we have a lot of idioms that people say, like one, cat luck and dog luck.
Cat luck and dog luck.
Cat luck ain't. It's dog luck.
It's dog luck.
Ain't. It isn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pigeon.
Okay, so
it's like the vernacular.
Cat luck, dog luck.
Yes, it means that what one person could get away with, another person. So cat luck is not dog luck. Juliette, can you think of any other interesting ones?
Well, one of the favorites of the Prime Minister, as you mentioned earlier, was about teamwork.
Yes.
Many hands make light work.
That is a favorite. Our Prime Minister Mia Amort Motley, she uses it liberally because her view is that if we all come together as a country, if we all come together as stakeholders to achieve a goal, many hands, many people working together can make it easy. So that's a saying that she's well known for.
She also says sometimes harder as you don't hear, only you feel.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. So we have a lot of these. I'm sure the Ghanaian equivalents.
There are similar ones.
Yes.
Similar ones.
Yes.
But, I mean, so what did I say, Juliette?
What's cooking? Hey, man, I see some Caribbean watching. Yeah. Charlie, saladios, man.
What is saladios?
Yes, it's greeny, man. And
what is that?
And something tail. I can see it. I feel it in my spirit. Wow. This food is ambassadorial.
You know, it took a long time for us to prepare this meal. Where were you?
Really?
Where were you?
I was out there.
Because today of all days, you really could have come to help and you didn't.
Oh, really?
What happened?
I was checking on the ambassadorial duties.
Ambassadorial duties? You're an ambassador now?
I just have to check on Excellency 1 month, 3 days or so since she came around.
What? Anyway, it's fine.
Yes. She's the first ambassador to Ghana, resident ambassador.
Well, that's true.
Yes. So that's why I need to be, you know. Yes.
It's nice to see you in person.
I don't like how Her Excellency the excellencies are excited because they watch What's Cooking and they see you come here. I don't like this.
You don't
No.
like it?
No, we're not supposed to be happy that you've crashed the party.
We go to Barbados and then we'll go and shoot What's Cooking.
Yes.
And I'll do the tasting of all the Caribbean dishes.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you know this, but Barbados is considered the culinary capital of the Caribbean. I'm not
yes,
kidding. Like
yes.
we have some of the best restaurants.
And I think you've proven why today.
Yeah, well,
and you know why I like Barbados? Because somebody I love to listen to, Grandmaster Flash and Rihanna comes from there.
You see, you took the wind right out of my sail.
Yeah.
Yes, Rihanna. Rihanna is like your, national hero.
Yeah, she is a national.
Yeah.
And what about Grandmaster Flash? Grandmaster Flash. In my days, he used to do
my
"Don't push
goodness.
me, cause I'm close to the age. I'm trying not to lose my head."
You make me wonder.
I got it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You really, you know your Barbadian celebrity.
I mean, to be fair, this gentleman knows music because before he became a self-acclaimed taster general,
Hello.
he was a DJ. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't.
Every now and then he
I am
disturbs
still a
me
DJ.
from next door.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
He
I
is a
wasn't.
DJ.
I'm not
But
on
when
retirement,
was the
please.
last time you went to the tent?
I play for you and my friends.
You play for me from afar. I hear you playing the music from next door. Yeah, he's a whole mood, isn't he?
No, he is.
He's a
is.
home
I hope
man.
he's tasting.
No,
he's
I
tasting
like
it.
the rice and peas, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
The
my
stuffing.
God! You have
Yes,
one of
of
the
course.
cupcakes.
I have one of the stuffing
Yeah.
cupcakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like
And we made sure we made enough food for the
for
entire
everybody. The entire
Team,
crew.
huh?
because we really appreciate all that you've done for us and the fact that you chose to feature Barbados for Christmas.
No, I mean we're
And-
just thinking like let's look at meals that. So I mean, look, it was a long story.
You
as to how
started
we got
before
here.
the excellency started a dish.
Oh no, please.
What is
go
Apiorkor?
right ahead.
I got no problem.
She's a poet laureate. She's a star.
Thank
When
you,
you're a
Your
celebrity, you just begin, and it's
I'll
our
just
pleasure.
Are you
Yeah.
listening?
I'm listening. Very soon I'll start spoken word too.
No, stay where you are. No, but it's a long story as to how we got here. So we're thinking of interesting things that we could do, for Christmas and keep our viewers happy. And we started talking about how chicken is a big thing in Ghanaian homes during Christmas.
during Christmas,
So we spoke about fufu and chicken light soup. And then we said, no, but you know what? Ghanaians typically don't do a baked chicken. They don't do a chicken roast. It's not really our thing. Some homes will do it, but not really.
Okay.
So why don't we do that? And so then we were having conversations with the accent that she's mentioned this. I'm like, no, wait a minute. This is interesting. And we also thought, how can we do something different? How can we, because people are looking to try new things during the holidays, keep themselves entertained at home with their family. So thank you for honoring our invitation. And for shutting down the whole High Commission today for everybody to be here.
Yes.
It's an honor to have you.
No,
Thank you.
we think that we are here to promote our country, to promote trade, business investment, but we feel that will grow when people understand and trust each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So part of trust and understanding comes from culture, from seeing that we're all the same people, we all come from the same tree. So in addition to the things we do, double taxation and all the things that we do in the diplomatic arena, we think it's important to show people who we are and to help them to appreciate that we really feel ourselves to be part of the Ghanaian family, to be part of the West African family, and we're hoping that it will be the beginning of wonderful things that we can do together. We have so many ideas.
Absolutely.
And we're hoping to feature you in our Sankofa collective because we started where we want to in honor of Edward Kawau Braffett, one of our poets. We're bringing
legendary poet.
a legendary. I mean, they study him
Legendary
at
poet,
GCSE.
yes.
He's just fantastic, and you are following. We have some wonderful spoken word artists, poets in Barbados, and we hope that you can to. There's someone here who says they're going to Barbados. We want to bring Carrie Festus next year. It's the year of we gathering.
Yes.
You know,
I'll be there.
we need to do a
I'll be there.
whole Channel One Barbadian tour.
Production.
That's what we need to do.
Yes.
Take Beyond Borders there, because I know you do a lot with Ghanaians. You have
Yes.
Ghanaian nurses
We have Ghanaian nurses.
coming to work in Barbados every other year, and this
Yes.
year there was
Yes,
a
we had
window
the
for
group.
that. So it's a whole Ghanaian community.
Yes.
I know Eko Kumsin. He is. I mean, he hears Barbados and he's going crazy.
Ghana
All the,
winter
he won't let
you
us sleep.
Yes.
You know? And I know he wants to go for the. What's the name of the festival?
Crop
The
over.
carnival. The crop over.
Yes.
Carnival. Yes.
But
But,
next,
but you know the name Sutherland.
yes.
Yes. We actually.
Apiorkor
Yes.
Sutherland.
Yes. So we spoke
Professor.
about that the very first time.
So we are one
Right
people.
honorable,
Yeah,
I would say.
And I told Her Excellency, even her name, the Bynoe, it's very similar to Bano.
Bano.
Yes.
So we are one people.
Yes,
We are
yes,
one
yes,
people.
yes. So it's really an
one
honor. So
people.
dig in.
We dig in.
Yeah, we dig in, and I got special. Which one do you want me to use? Oh yeah.
You go with your own utensils.
Yes, please. Yes,
I love
please.
it. I
It's very,
love
very
it. Only
necessary.
always cooking.
I cannot with you. I cannot with you.
Oh my God.
But Juliette too, this is not your first Christmas in Ghana.
No.
What has it been like for you?
It's been very good. I usually alternate Christmases here and Canada. So I will be here for Christmas, and it is nice to see the similarities in terms of the festival and people getting together to have fun. Christmas Day in Barbados tends to be a quiet day. So it's been enjoyable noting the similarities and also the differences.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
What are some of the things that, I know you've had a chance to travel around quite a bit. What are some of the things that have struck you the most?
The vastness of the country, because we come from a relatively small island, small population. So the vastness of the country is one of the things that struck me, as well as the fact that you can meet people here that look and remind you of people at home. For example, when I came in June 2021, on the first visit, I met someone who reminded me of Faith Marshall Harris's son, split in image. Robin. It was eerie.
Yes.
So that's one of the things. And finally, to say that if you go to a restaurant and you're sitting indoors and you look outside, it reminds you of home. It's only when you step out of the restaurant that you realize that you're elsewhere. So
Amazing.
yeah, it's been great.
That's beautiful. What has it been? I know, so you got to present your credentials in
Yes.
November 2024 to the president, outgoing president. Now, you came in right in the nick of an election, a
Yes.
Ghanaian election. What has the experience been like for you?
I mean, I came in September, so it was reaching the fever pitch by that time. It's been interesting for me. My background is political science, and so there's so many similarities. So I got immersed in understanding what was happening. I like to understand constituency level politics. So I really want to commend your team, your news team. They've made an effort to not just focus on having commentary, but getting into the community and hearing. And I love when people spoke in different languages, they interpreted so that we in the audience could understand. So it's really been, I'm really proud to see, how things evolve, the process with which the elections took place, the steadiness, every country, elections always excite, political parties and the kinds of issues you see. But Ghana stands head and shoulders, I think, in West Africa, and how you've been able to show and prove that your democracy is mature, it's well grounded. The people expect nothing less than for the country to be going forward and not going backward.
What about you?
Well, like AC said, I'm also coming from a political science background. So I enjoy watching political processes wherever they occur. And this is my first election because I arrived in 2021. So seeing the build up.
You came transitioning just after the transition was crystallizing.
Exactly. So, and to see it to its completion has been informative, educational, enjoyable, and I watch a number of programs, including Situation Room. So the team who produced that,
a Situation Room,
and and the analysis as a political scientist, I really enjoy that program.
Wonderful.
So it's been a great experience just getting to know and understand more about the process.
Love it. Look, I mean, Channel One fans, man.
Channel.
Unfortunately, we need to wrap this conversation up, but we need to pour ourselves some. This is Sobolo, which is very similar to your sorrel. I mean, pretty much cousins, sisters, brothers.
What is that?
Sorrel is so this is Sobolo.
Sobolo?
Yes, bisap. But it's very similar to Barbadian sorrel. I mean, it's almost the same thing. So as we pour that, I want you to know that we here on the What's Cooking team, we'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas. And I don't want to do it by myself. Guys, come. The entire What's Cooking crew, as many of us as possible. Where are the ladies? They should come. Jifa, come.
Mary.
They're coming.
Guys.
We can't do this without them. It takes literally a village and a half to pull this off. We don't have everyone here, but I think the bulk of us are here. Some of them are running, some of them Apiorkor comes to join as well. Apiorkor comes to join as well. No, but why is David here? You're not on What's Cooking team.
He's been cooking his own.
I'm an ex-official member.
All right, so we here, Team What's Cooking, we want to say to you, 2, 3, Merry Christmas! We're done. Thank you so much, Your Excellency Juliette Bynoe-Sutherland, for joining us. Ambassador or High Commissioner. See, Sister General make me say Ambassador. High Commissioner for getting the technicalities right of Barbados to Ghana. Of course, her Madame Excellency as well, Juliette Bob Riley, who is the Chargé d'Affaires at the High Commission of Barbados to Ghana, and to the entire High Commission, because today they really came. They came in their numbers, man. They came. Thank you for showing us the Bajan Christmas. Thank you for showing us how similar we are, and for reminding us at a time when we're also celebrating diaspora relations.
Yeah.
You know, this is a season for that we are one people. In the world, we are one people, and we should always put our humanity first. Merry Christmas. My name is Apiorkor. We'll see you next time.